Katty, Konnie, and Loudmouth Linda, keeping it real, no agenda. Satire, truth, and a whole lot of fun. Politics, crime, we get it all done. From breaking news to a joke or two, we do it our way just for you. We just can't make this stuff up. 1 year strong and we ain't gonna stop. Mic in hand, voices loud, shouting truth, making you proud.
Well, good evening. What a blessed Sunday, right? So we have a lot to talk about tonight. What do you, hey Norm, how's your Sunday? I've been giggly all day long. And I know Linda had some stuff to do this weekend, so she may pop on a little bit late, or she may not be with us because she had some things to take care of this weekend. So, yeah, Sunday fun day, right? So, hey KMM, how is your Sunday? All right, guys. I've been giggling all day long, and I'm sorry. I shouldn't make fun of what's going on in this crazy world that we live in, but sometimes you gotta make fun of things that are just insane, right? So they're calling people, these people that, no, I mean, I don't know if I can even get this out. They're calling these people, hello, Linda.
Hello. Sorry, I'm tardy.
You're all right. So I was just telling everybody I've been giggling all day because they're calling these people, these protesters, mentally ill. Right? And they say, well, they're mentally ill. All right. They're really not. Because they're really not mentally ill.
Right.
Because they know how to get in your face and they know how to not touch you. They can get like right up to you, just enough within spittle range. And then I mean, this is not coming from somebody who's insane. Okay. This is coming from somebody that knows exactly what they're doing. Agitating. So there's a guy that's down there and he's in a blow up frog costume. Okay. Now we know they're all wearing masks, so you can't see who they are because they're in fear for their jobs.
Right.
All right. But there's one down there in a blow up frog costume. And there was one out there in a blow up costume that was from Among Us. One of the people that are from Among Us, the game. And he's all blown up. And then so a patriot decided to show up in his Uncle Sam blow up costume. And I thought, okay, now this is starting to become humorous.
Right.
Because you know what? People don't do that. We don't do stuff like this, right? So I was talking to Clyde about all kinds of things today. And I told him, I'm telling you, I've been in a giggly mood all day. So I told Clyde, I said, listen, if you live in Dearborn, or if you're planning on moving to Dearborn, then you have to learn that song that they sing when they get on their knees and they get their little pad out and they go, oh, and it's going all the way through the town. Well, I don't know the song. So they kicked me out of there because I couldn't do it right.
Well, other citizens are complaining. They're getting tired of being
noise pollution.
They're getting tired of waking up at 5:30 in the morning to their call of prayer. Well, it just so happens in Michigan, we have a law against the use of loudspeakers, noises, fireworks, blah, 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 from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. So they are breaking the law every day.
Well, my major thing is I couldn't go because I couldn't sing their song.
Mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
They'd say, "You are fired. You have to go home because you don't know our song." But Texas has now made a law that states we are not following Sharia law at all.
Right.
Period.
I saw that.
Period.
Good for you guys.
So there will be no pulling out your carpets. We're not in kindergarten. No pulling out your carpets and taking five prayer times a day. None.
Mm-mm.
Now, I would think that should be a national law, not just a
You would
Texas
think.
law.
You would think.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about this. Remember how those non-smokers were complaining about smokers taking longer breaks or more breaks than non-smokers?
Yeah. Yeah. But then
Mm-hmm.
they made it where non-smokers, you can't smoke at all.
Mm-hmm. So how
Period.
are they getting away with taking prayer breaks at work?
Well, because they're entitled. This is the whole thing. I've come to the conclusion that insanity is entitlement.
That makes perfect sense.
Right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you want to be crazy and you can be entitled to crazy,
Right. Absolutely.
you know?
Absolutely.
There was a lady down in Portland yesterday with a big megaphone, and she was screaming in the megaphone, and she was screaming, "Hello, Donna." She was screaming so loud that she kept having to take a breath. And then she'd scream some more, and then she'd go, and I thought, you know what? If it is causing you this much health
Keep
risk,
going. Keep going.
why are you doing it? Why are you doing it? Right? It's ridiculous.
It is.
I mean, I would like to ask a lot of questions, but I found that the people that did go down to ask questions didn't get any answers.
Right.
No answers. But I can tell you what I do know that's really interesting. Do you know that it is against the law to be a squatter? Right?
Yeah.
Am I right? Okay. Well,
Put 'em out
Antifa
of your house.
Okay, well, Antifa takes these abandoned houses and buildings, and they all go in there and they all sleep together in these abandoned buildings, and they all have these big drug parties and orgies. And does that sound like an occult?
Sure. Why not?
You know? But I did notice, so while they're all messed up, most of them on the streets are, they said that one guy even made the comment, "It's getting hot out here," and there you can smell, when somebody has drank so much for so long that the alcohol starts to pour out of their pores and they smell of alcohol. A lot of these people are like that. Where are they getting the money for the drugs and the alcohol? I mean, we already know they're not paying rent because they're using an abandoned building.
They're getting the money from food stamps because stores have a way of rewiring or re-registering what they're ringing up for the people, and they can use their food stamps to buy cigarettes and liquor and
Soros pays. I believe this, Norm.
on that too.
I really, truly believe that. And, and now they're calling Antifa I wonder if these guys would sober up, really, truly sober up. They need to be dried out. A bunch of them need to be dried out. I wonder if they would feel the same way, because remember the Moonies used to take their people over there and keep them sleep deprivated and feed them nothing but sugar. And then they would teach them all of their little things. I wonder if they would feel the same way if they got dried up and cleaned up. And would you still be as radical and crazy? Or is that now brainwashed and done?
It's now brainwashed. That's my opinion. I think it's brainwashed. I don't think they'll ever straighten up and act right. I don't think so. Not at all. So,
Well, you know what? Okay, so we can compare. So now I'm going to have a real good comparison. So Charles Manson took over a ranch in Death Valley, California, where he put all of his little Mansonites down there with him. Remember, they
mhm,
didn't pay rent and they did their little orgies and drugs and all their stuff, and he got them to do all that kind of crazy stuff too.
mhm,
I mean, this is right out of the crazy occult handbook.
mhm.
And I was watching it last night thinking, if you only knew, if any, and here's another thing. Who, who takes their 5-year-old to a riot?
Democrats.
Well, they're taking their kids to these riots in Portland, and a little 10-year-old got beat up. Well, you know what? You took them down there. Now you're going to holler she got beat up. You put her in harm's way. And I would think that that should be endangerment, child endangerment.
Why? Why would they beat up the kid of somebody? Of a fellow follower.
They didn't. What happened was ICE was pushing them back, getting them way back because they were starting to become violent. And this kid was in
Mhm.
the mixed of all of it.
Mm,
And that's how the child got beat up. But why would you have your child there? You know why? It's almost like guerrilla warfare.
mhm.
You won't hurt a child, so I can stand and spittle in your face and scream and holler and act a fool, but you won't hurt me because I have my little kid with me.
Right.
And I thought, well, one of these days that kid's going to grow up and see what a fool you were, because it's all over the internet now. And they'll say,
Well, no, they'll grow up the same way as their parents.
well, isn't that just great?
Yeah. I mean, it's a learned behavior, so, you know.
It's, it's unbelievable to me. I got to laughing last night
Yeah.
because they look ridiculous. They look
Yeah.
absolutely ridiculous.
Well, if
And
you
they're
remember
calling it protesting.
yeah. Well, if you remember the huge protest in California, they had kids there, kids in strollers, and
Well,
they
yeah.
they have no regard for life.
Well, they're taking
Well,
not only their kids, they're taking their elderly parents on
mhm,
walkers. And I thought, this is guerrilla warfare, folks. You
mhm,
bring in all the you bring in these people that people hold in high regards, and then you spew your hatred and
mhm.
your fat, and the whole time they're screaming that ICE is fascism and the government is fascist. I'm thinking, see,
Right.
this is ridiculous. They were there too. You know, while they're screaming, we're fascists.
Yep.
Let's turn that mirror around here, folks.
Yep.
And let's take a good look at what real fascism is.
Well, I mean, that brings me back to Michael Jackson's song "Man in the Mirror."
Mm-hmm. 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 But they're, you know what? They can't. It's like that. It's like that scripture from the Bible. Don't try to take out the twig in my eye when you can't take the log out of your own.
Hmm.
They are screaming fascism and Nazi,
Yeah.
and we're all that stuff.
Yep. Well, you
They
know,
are.
I saw
Normally,
that. I saw that crap that was going on in Minneapolis too. The same thing in Dearborn.
they
Now,
have.
now, they're starting to show their ugly faces too.
You know what? They just need to package all those guys and send them home. I'm sorry. There is a plane that can hold. There are a few planes, and I'm sure that we can get a bunch of them. We have military forces that could load up a bunch of them and send them home. You
Hmm.
know, That's the way I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Send them home. We're not feeding you and doing you on first class either. That's ridiculous. Some of those guys are saying they want first class.
Did you
No.
get first class to get here?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
You know.
It's the truth. Norm, it's the truth. He's getting blamed for everything. He's getting blamed for everything, and he will be blamed if a civil war breaks out. Because I'm telling you, last night in Portland,
Mm-hmm.
it just seems to be that that's the one I keep continuing to watch. Because Chicago, they're not showing as much. I don't know if they're not letting them or what, but
No, I think they're getting Chicago under control.
okay, well, in Portland, it's not even close to being in control, and the governor wants the National Guard out of there. She said, "I'm in control of it, and they need to go back to their work and do their thing and not be down here." And I'm sitting there watching all
They
this.
are doing their work.
Oh yeah, that's what they're supposed to do. Keep civil rest in the streets, and guess what? You don't have it going on there. And the governor and now I'm not saying this. I'm not saying this to be racist or prejudiced or anything, but the governor of Oregon is a lesbian. I had to pull that out of my mouth. I didn't know if I could get that out of my mouth. Yeah. And not that that's a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but what I am saying is don't push your ideology on everyone else. No wonder everyone else thinks that it's okay to go out there and act a fool.
Right. When you know what I saw earlier, and this is how bad it's getting with Hollywood's kids. Will Smith's son painted himself, dyed his hair and however he painted his teeth all red because he was named the creative ambassador to Louis Vuitton. And Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner's daughter Finn and J-Lo's daughter both are transitioning to be males, and their pronouns are they, them.
I don't know how they can be a they, them when they're only one person.
And yeah, isn't that kind of weird?
It's mental unrest, I'm telling you, and I can't go as far as to say that it's totally mental unrest because they're really intelligent about the way they're doing it. And if you listen to them talk, they really speak intelligently, although they're twisting everything. They're twisting and twisting every word that from history and everything else and twisting it to fit their narrative. When it's not anything like that. And you know what, KMM, you're right. They're out there and they're not getting paid for it because our wonderful government is shut down because they want to give all the illegals health care.
Well, and the other thing is there is a list. My cousin sent me a list of other monies that they want to go towards other countries for LBGQ, TRSV. They want money for vasectomies in another country. They want money for
they were doing that already.
They want money for transgender in this country for their surgeries.
No. We have people that are going without health insurance that have major problems. We've got people in our country. We have elderly that have to pay extra amount out of their Social Security to have a better coverage than Medicare covers. And they're doing without. A lot of them are doing without. No, I can't buy that because you know why? My check isn't as high because I've got to have this health care. Now, you tell me where these people deserve to have health care.
Well, yeah, and
They haven't even paid
my
the system.
my opinion on the whole cutting food stamps and Section 8 and this and that. Yes, there are people that are abusing it. But the ones that are suffering are the ones that really need it. So, how is it fair that you want to give all these people health care when your own veterans and your own American people are struggling as bad as they are? I mean, I know it's lightened up some, but it doesn't lighten up for the people that are on limited incomes. It doesn't lighten
No,
up for people that
no,
need that source of food stamps.
right,
You
right.
know, this doesn't
No,
lighten up.
no, we're going to give you what they want is a free ticket. What was
Mhm.
that song, Norm, when we were growing up? She's got a ticket to ride, but she don't care. There you go.
Right.
There you go. Because you know what? That's what they want. They want a free ticket to, and you know what? I'm sorry. These people are out there, they're screaming and hollering, they're not speaking my words, and they're screaming and saying they're their streets. Well, maybe Portland is their street, not mine. But don't bring that crap here because you don't speak for me. Don't speak for me. And you know, the Republicans never got out and did this kind of stuff when Biden was president. They didn't. They didn't get out and do all this kind of stuff. Now they did kind of make fun of him, but then everybody was making fun of him at that point. I think his own was even making fun of him.
Well, you know what? How about the announcement that was made about who's going to play halftime at the football game, the Super Bowl?
Well, Jay-Z owns the rights to all of that, so he gets to choose.
Right.
And
So
didn't he say, what is it, Funky Bunny?
Bad Bunny.
I don't
And
even know
he's
what
from
that is.
Puerto Rico, which, yes, is American territory,
That's fine.
but it is a Spanish speaking country.
And he
And
raps in Spanish?
he said that the American people have 4 months to learn Spanish to know what he's singing because the whole show will be in Spanish.
No, I don't have 4 months. I don't have 4 months to learn anything. Trump made English the national language. Our country's national language is English. Now, I used to say that, but it was never really documented. Now it is. English is America's language. When in Rome, do as the Romans do. I'm not going to learn Portuguese or Chinese or any of that other stuff so I can watch the Super Bowl. You know what? You hush. Quit talking
Yeah,
back. Quit talking back.
but that's what he said. You know, if you guys have time, if you've never seen or heard of Bad Bunny,
I never heard of him.
look him up. Look at the way he dresses. Excuse me. Still can't get rid of this cough. And just look at the way he dresses. And that's what we have representing national football.
Amen. Amen, girl. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Yes.
And you
Yeah,
know what?
he will be
And,
wearing a dress.
and don't be wearing a sombrero because they'll get you for that because that's racist.
Well, he can wear a sombrero. He's from Puerto Rico.
Oh, well, you know what? They put one on Jeffries and he got all bent out of shape.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, me either. Well, you know what? Donna, here. It is. It is discrimination against white performers. But you know what? The people that don't have, according to everyone else, the people who don't have a room to say anything about prejudice is the white people.
And who wants to make a bet with me? I'll make a bet right now with anybody that irregardless of what the viewership is, they will come out and say it was the highest viewed halftime ever.
Oh, they always say that. When Janet Jackson had that costume fail that one time, they said that for that, and I thought I read that that was actually intentional.
Yeah, I read that too.
He's
Yeah.
a Bad Bunny's a cross dresser
Hmm.
and only
Well,
has Puerto Rican languages. And okay, well there you
he's
go. See,
he's
we're
he's
going right
gay.
down that way, and Jay-Z owns the right to the super. How did that happen? Who signed that contract that Jay-Z has the right to all the NFL Super Bowl halftime shows? The NFL? Are they? Well, somebody needs to be checked out there too for mental health disorder.
Well, and you can't believe everything on the internet, and start to see a trend with the AI statements. But excuse me, I don't know if it's true, but they're saying that the Steelers football coach spoke up, and Dan Campbell from the Lions spoke up and said that their teams will not play if Bad Bunny is the halftime performer.
Well, can you blame them? I mean, you know what? There's a few things in America that we look forward to, or a lot of people look forward to. I look forward to cooking and being around my family, not so much the game, but everyone has a tendency to look forward to the halftime show and the goofy commercials.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yes.
And who left Jay-Z in control of that? Oh, see, Donna, I'm going to have to check him out because I don't know anything about Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
Bugs
definitely.
Bunny.
Definitely. Look him up. Arrogant. Very, very arrogant.
There, there's this guy, and I wish Thomas was in here right now because there's a guy, and his name is or Theodore. He goes by Theodore here. Okay, so I wish he was in here because there's a guy on YouTube, and he goes by Southern Truth 4, and he's out of Australia. And he's been the one I've been watching this whole time through all of these protests. And he gets so mad that he's screaming back at the TV, "Where's your freedom? What do you mean you don't have any freedom? You're sitting there wrapping your lips and screaming your profanity and screaming and hollering. You got plenty of freedom." He just cracks me up. I'm sorry, I've got kind of a different sense of humor. But I mean, he's right. He's absolutely right. Who We all have freedom of speech. Yes. We all have the right to protest, but we have the right to civilly protest, quietly protest. And there's nothing civil going on here, guys. I'm sorry.
But
Not civil. Not civil.
but apparently we don't have the right to stand up for ourselves. We don't have the right to stand up for our Constitution. We don't have the right to stand up for free speech because that is fascism and that is racism and that is just pure hate speech.
Hey, Teddy, I'm glad. I hope you heard what I just said because you got to go check out Southern Truth 4. He is so funny, and he's over there in Australia, and he is a riot, and he's been covering all these protests. And he never has very many people in the chat, but he is so much fun. I enjoy that's really the main reason I've been watching all the protests to see what he's going to do. But this guy whose name is Tommy Boy, who is a very right wing, and he's wearing his Trump MAGA hat and his Charlie Kirk shirt, which they stole his hat from him, was talking to this girl, and I'm going to say her sister, but no, she was dressed like a man. And he said, "But she's a girl." And she goes, Don't you ever call me a girl. I am not a girl. I'm a man. He goes, you're not a man. And they were going back and forth. And all of a sudden, this guy from Southern Truth goes, it feels like a woman. I mean, come on, guys. Come on. I mean, where's the common sense? And the whole time I watched them go back and forth, she goes, I'm transgender. I'm transgender. And he goes, no, you're a woman. Do you know that person never blinked her eyes once? There's the whole time.
That's creepy.
It is creepy. She was like this the whole time. And I
Biden
thought,
did that too.
yeah. And I was like, well, either she's on something or maybe she's special needs, or, I mean, I don't know, but there was a handful or more, about 20 or 30 patriots down there last night. And they were cheering on ICE and telling what a great job they were doing.
Well, I have to laugh because, watching things online and on Facebook, I don't know, like in your areas, but we have a lot of comedians here.
Mm-hmm.
They'll post like an accident fleeing from police, and they'll put comments like, oh, I bet it's the usual suspects.
I know you feel that way.
And yeah, it just, they're basically saying without saying, when there's a shooting, we all know who did the shooting,
Yeah. Yeah. Hush. They're fighting back. Look, they're fighting back. Shush. Roger Goodell's wife, Jade. You know what, Donna, you're going to have to take my dogs down to that. Hey, Sputsy, you're going to have to take my dogs down to that prayer with St. Francis, too.
Yeah.
Because they're not listening very good tonight.
Right.
No, it's not. It's not mental health.
Hey, does anybody know why there are Canadian troops crossing our border here in Michigan? Trucks, and we can't find it anywhere. It's not on the news, but there's video of it.
Well, that was like, you know what? That was like when we had the Canadian troops, and they never told you guys this at all, but I know, of course, I didn't record it, but they came down and they came to the southern border of Mexico.
Okay, well, I can understand that, but for them not saying they're coming over here, and with the feud going on between Trump and Trudeau, it has me flabbergasted. It has me concerned. Are they here as friend or foe?
Hang on a second. I'm going to open this door because Benny is telling everybody he's locked up in this room and he wants out. Come on.
It's concerning because they're coming across. Obviously, we have 2 bridges and a tunnel, almost 3 bridges and a tunnel that they can cross over, and they're crossing over at the one way up north, the Blue Water Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, we have 4 bridges, I believe, because there's one in Port Huron, and then there's one way up by Mackinac, and then there's one in Detroit, and then they just built a new one down the road from Detroit, and then we have the tunnel that goes from Detroit to Windsor.
Well, did you see Trump today?
No, and I'll tell you why, but go ahead.
Okay, well, we celebrated today 250 years of the Navy.
Oh, yeah. They were celebrating the Navy Army game.
And it's 250 years for just the Navy.
Yeah.
So they had a big splash. And Trump and Melania were on the deck of of one of the aircraft carriers, and they were doing their drills. right? And they were doing all their stuff, and he was watching it all and everything. And I thought, okay, now, when has that ever happened? The man has a set of gonads, I'm telling you, because I mean, I guess he's protected better than he would ever be protected on a ship, right? But I just thought, wow, wow.
Donna, I don't know. That's why I'm asking if anybody else has heard from it, heard about it, because I'm not sure if it is really real or AI. Um, I mean, I know they can make stuff look real. I mean, look at uh, cartoons now.
Right? Who knows?
You know, they look like real people now. But
Well, they got us all confused on everything.
no, I did not watch any TV, or I really wasn't on my phone that much because I need to ask you guys a favor and say prayers. Again, my friend son is in the hospital. His sister took him to the hospital yesterday and they transported him to a different hospital. He's been battling for a week or two what they think is kidney stones, but they weren't sure. He's now in septic shock.
Oh my gosh.
It has gone to his heart, his spleen, and he's getting miniature bleeds on the brain. So, and he's like 37. So, yeah, if you guys could please pray for him. It's really scary. He's in oh, did I say it went to his heart? Because yeah, it went to his heart. They have the neurosurgeon standing by and they have the cardio surgeon standing by just in case.
That's scary. Yep. Definitely prayers.
He was like I was when she was taking him to the hospital. His dad had to help him take a shower and he couldn't even grip on. He's got grips in his shower. He couldn't grip onto the grips. So his dad basically had to wash him like a baby. And he didn't know what was going on, just like me. Had no clue what was going on, talking. And I guess at some point on the way to the hospital, he has a 2-year-old daughter too, guys. At some point on the way to the hospital, he started talking baby talk to his sister. So they are very, very scared for him right now. So please keep him and the family in your prayers. He's not getting any worse since yesterday. So that's good news.
That's good news.
You know, he is where he needs to be.
Right now.
He's at the same hospital I was at. Ugh.
The first time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
And I already yes. And so I've already warned the sister, you know, if he goes on 4th floor, if he goes on 4th floor or 6th floor, these are the 2 nurses you want to watch out for. They're both males. And they both need to be put in their place. And she's the one that I'll tell you, I give that girl so much credit. 39 years old, and she has her family's weight on her shoulders. She takes care of her 2 brothers. Her dad takes them to doctor's appointments, makes doctor's appointments, pays the bills for 3 households, her own, her brother's, and her dad's. It's amazing. And she has a job and she works her butt off. So it's amazing what this 39-year-old is doing for her family. You know, I wish I knew how I could tell her how much she's valued and her worth. You know, and she's been doing this since she was 20 years old.
She doesn't know any different.
She's been doing this. She never wanted to have kids because she pretty much raised her little brother, and then she raised her other little brother that was born when she was 20 or 21 years old.
Yes, she is, KMM.
Yes.
Yes, she is.
She is, and her heart is pure as gold. I mean, it really is. And I don't know what more to say other than the family needs prayers. And if anybody has any ideas how to make somebody feel super special, let me know. Because, I mean, I could get a card or I could buy a gift, but, you know,
You know what? Sometimes a card
I'll
is
learn that.
all it takes. Just somebody taking the time out to even get you a card is awesome.
Yeah.
Cards are lost in the shuffle anymore. Nobody
Yeah.
sends out cards.
I still do. I still
I
do for
know.
the kids' birthdays, not my son's, because my
That's
son's
why
complaining about them.
right, Norm? Right?
I will talk to her dad about that because she definitely deserves that. Thank you. She
Yep.
does deserve that.
And definitely a massage for those that like it.
Right.
I'm not one of those that
I can't get a massage. Every time I get a massage, the next day I hurt worse than I did before.
I can't get a massage because when they start massaging, my muscles tighten up even more than they were before.
Wow.
So like, yeah, no. Then I really hurt. And I'm like, dude, do you want me to punch you?
Yeah. I
Sorry.
felt and I felt so bad because when I went to Hawaii, we booked a couples massage and it was expensive. It was expensive for two people in Hawaii. And I felt horrible the next day.
You
Just
got a deep tissue massage.
no.
They call it that
I
when
got I got a deep tissue one time and vowed I'd never do it again.
you
So, they'll ask you if you want them to do it harder, and it's like, no.
no, you're doing it hard enough. I
Right.
won't be able to get off this table when you're done with me because I'm going to be
Well,
hurting so bad.
the problem is there's so many knots in my neck and my back. They want to work them out, and it just ends up doing the absolute opposite for me.
Right.
So,
Well,
yeah.
and if I'm not mistaken, she's a beautician.
Um, yeah, she is. She specializes in hair coloring. So,
So
she's
she got
not real big on cutting hair, hence my hair, the way it looks. It needs to be cut. But yeah, she is a beautician, but I believe she gets her nails done and probably her feet. So that's another good, you know.
that would be perfect.
Mhm.
Especially your feet because they say that your feet carry a lot of your stress. And when I get my feet done, I always walk out of feeling a lot better. I can get my feet massaged, but that's
Does
about
anybody notice when they're stressed out that they walk heavier? Because
yep,
that's what I do. I
yeah,
walk heavier
yeah, because
when
it
I'm stressed.
carry everything in your feet,
Mhm.
or you barely walk at all and kind of stagger because they're too heavy to lift up.
Yeah.
I was
But thank you for the suggestions. I really appreciate that. And if you could just keep her brother and my friend's son in your prayers, it would greatly be appreciated.
yesterday morning. I woke up and my head felt, this is no lie, my head felt like it was being put in a vice grip and it was just being crushed.
I hate those headaches.
And it hurt so bad that I was sick to my stomach. It hurt so bad. And I took some aspirin and ended up some ibuprofen and ended up vomiting that up.
Wow.
And
Thank you, Donna.
and then I was starting to sweat and then I was freezing cold where I was shaking all over and I thought, what am I getting here? And then I slept most of the day. And this morning I woke up and I felt great.
Well, that's good because I was going to say those are the signs of the new COVID.
Well, you know what I got to thinking? I think that was the Holy Spirit saying to me, you know what? You need to quit taking on all this evil and worrying about it so much and hand it over to me because you're not doing such a great job.
Right.
You
Right.
know? So And it's weird because that's happened to me twice. And I've
Yeah.
never had that.
Yeah. Well,
See, the Norm had one too. See, Norm, I swear, I think it's the Holy Spirit saying, you know what? Turn it over to me. Just quit worrying about it. Turn it over to me. Have you been worrying about all this stuff going on?
well, I mean, we all are,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you don't know one day to the next.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, I mean, yeah, you have a schedule. Oh, excuse me. You might get up and go to work or whatever your day consists of, but you never know what you're going to get. And I don't know how it is in your guys' area, but I know here in Michigan, the drivers are absolutely atrocious.
Do you get flipped off? Because we get flipped off here.
No, we don't get flipped off. We get road rage.
Yeah, we get flipped off.
Really,
Go by
really.
you and make sure you see that wonderful finger stick.
People zooming around you doing 90, 100 miles an hour. There is every day at least 1 to 4 flip over car accidents here. And it's always in the same areas.
And do you know, you speeding up and driving really fast does not get you to point A to point B any quicker, because there was a person driving as fast as they could and they ran right up on a red light and I caught him. Okay, so you did 100 miles an hour to the red light.
I've done that too. I've done that too, you know, and it's Friday night, I went.
I heard this, Don. Did you hear the Pope has gone off the rails?
No, I didn't.
Leo's being kind of goofy now too.
Mm,
Yeah, and it's like, oh, good. Now we're just going to go right along. But don't worry. I think that the Catholic Church will get him under reins real quick. Straighten up or get out.
right. Friday night, I got to go see my grandson in the marching band at the football game. And they do, you know, their thing at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it was just so amazing because it's like 150 kids. And it's just amazing. I mean, I've seen marching bands before, like college, but these were kids, and not one of them missed a step. Not one of them went the wrong direction. Not one of them tripped. Hi, Clyde. Not one of them did anything. And then I found out my grandson has a girlfriend.
Oh, well, there you go. You knew it was going to happen, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's going to be 14, so
Everybody's saying,
you know. So, but the point of that is that his high school is a good 45 minutes away from me, and I have to take 2 different expressways, three different expressways. And on the way home, I had my mom in the car, and sure as shit, you guys, there were shots fired on the freeway.
that's
I
crazy.
heard them.
It's crazy.
It was scary because it's like those were shots. And, you know, there was nobody around me, no cars around me. So I know it wasn't, you know, by me, and it was 9:30 at night, 9:45 at night.
You know, what is violence? What does violence really do other than cause more violence? You had a plan, you told me today. Would you like to share with everyone? You're not going to share.
I had a lot of plans today, so.
But I want you to share your plan on how to fix this rioting and this protesting.
Well, the people that have had enough, it's the silent people that are going to eventually had enough, because if the police ain't going to take care of it, the people are going to have to. Because I mean, you're just going to let them run us over?
All the ones in the blue states, yeah.
I mean,
I think the ones in the blue states are going to stand up. You've got some silence there too.
I mean, it's.
Oh no, I'm saying that the police have no control. I mean, they have control, but no control.
Well, it's like they'll arrest them, but they go in the front door and out the back.
Yep.
and somebody's got to be on the back door whooping up on their ass as they come out the back door.
Right.
And you didn't get punished inside, but we're going to punish you outside. And I mean, I don't want violence to turn into violence. I don't want our military on our streets,
Right.
you know, because if it turns into a shootout, our military they're trained to kill. You know, that's not what we want.
Right.
We need some type of law and order. And I think the judges and the justice system has got to put these people in their place. And I mean, it's
well, they have
insanity.
to be treated like children. When you take your child into the store and you tell them, no, you cannot have that, and they throw their fit,
Yeah.
you know, and then you tell them, well, the next time you're not going with me to the store because, and you have to hold it. And the next time you go to the store, you leave their butt at home. Or my mom's favorite was, if you act up like that one more time in the store, I will take you out to the car and I will whip your butt. And, you know, I pushed her one time to see if she'd really do it. And howdy.
Mm-hmm.
I found out, yes, she would.
You know, back when we were kids, I know back when my kids were kids, you could tell them, all right, whatever, and you'd be like, you want to act that way, bye. And I would walk down the aisle and go around the corner, and you knew nobody was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but now you can't do that because you don't know if you're going to grab them.
Somebody will either grab them or somebody will call Child Protective Services on you.
Oh yeah, you got that one too.
You know, you abandon your child in an aisle.
Your opinion. What did you think of Diddy's sentencing?
Don't even get me started. That piece of
Human flesh?
that's not human flesh. That's garbage. That's it's garbage. It's just garbage. And it just goes to show what money can do.
Mhm.
And I saw pictures of drawings that he fell to his knees, and you know, get over it. Number one, you've already been in jail for 14 months or something, they said. So that's taken away off of there. And then you got good behavior. So we'll see you at Christmas. Peace.
Yeah. Well, I figure they'll probably make him do 2 years for sure. But it's not right because, you know, the person that shot at Kavanaugh got 6 years
Mm-hmm.
and Diddy got 50 months. And he's more dangerous than the guy that shot at Kavanaugh.
Mm-hmm.
Just saying.
Did you hear about that couple in where was it? I was thinking it was New York, but I believe it's Illinois. The son that killed his parents, he's 35 years old, and he killed his parents. He beat them to death with a hammer. The father took car keys away from him, and he's known to have mental illness, which I'm tired of hearing that as an excuse. But in this case, apparently, he was diagnosed with bipolar. One story says bipolar and something else, and another story says schizophrenia, and another story says a sociopath, which could fit in with all of them. But yeah, his mom
would be driving,
and he had priors of assault on his mother just a few months before this. And his mom was a parapro, worked with the handicapped kids in school. And when she got home, he lured her into the basement where he had put plastic down and everything. And he just beat her with a hammer until she died. And then a few hours later, the dad came home and he beat him in the kitchen with a flashlight. And he thought he saw his dad. He beat him till he thought they were dead. And he thought he saw his dad move. So he started beating him again. And then they caught him. It had to be Illinois because they caught him outside of Chicago Rock International Airport, I think they said.
Oh, he was planning on leaving?
Yeah, he had a suitcase and he had a backpack.
Okay. Now tell me how he's mentally insane when he knows how to get away and where to go
And it was
what to do.
premeditated.
And it was
He knew
He
he did
planned
wrong.
it the night
Oh, he knew
before.
he did wrong. He knew he did wrong.
Yeah, he planned. And the worst part about it is he's got 2 sisters that now have to bury their parents. Now, could you imagine your brother doing something like that to your parents? I'd want to go and kill him myself.
Yeah.
I mean,
No. There's just so much evil in this world. It's unbelievable. I cannot imagine. I was they were talking about how there may be a civil war. Everybody's pushing for a civil war. And I'm like, and what is that going to solve?
Absolutely.
the only way it's going to solve anything is if it's the illegals here against the American whites and blacks,
Yeah, but they're not. We got those involved with them trying to keep them here.
which would make them have to get along and maybe settle differences. I mean, I think the only grudge I have against them is that whether you know it or not, your ancestors are the ones that sold you to rich black people in Africa, and they sold you here. And the first slave owner was black.
No, you know what? I read an article that I have to say tonight. Now that you brought that up, that had me. Here we go back to giggling today. When I read this article, back to giggling. There was this couple when Trump got into office, and of course they were African American, and they decided that they were because he got presidency. They were going to go back to their home country, which is the United States, but they were going to go back to where their heritage is, and they were going back to Africa. Well, when they got there, those guys beat the tar out of them, and they had to come back. Okay, how about that? Because you know what? You think you're tough until you get there, and then you're not so tough anymore, and they don't consider you a part of their race over there at all.
Well, I heard the 2 most dangerous, I guess they'd call them states or in Africa, or maybe countries in Africa,
Yeah.
is Zimbabwe and Namibia. Is it Namibia? Something like that. In Africa. Those are the 2 most dangerous countries, states. I don't know. But that's what I heard.
Well, that doesn't surprise me any, but these guys thought they were going to get themselves a free ride, and because of the color of their skin, they would get along with all of them over there. And guess what? It's like another shade of pale, right?
Right.
You get a rude awakening when you find out just how good we really do have it here. But I don't know why they want to destroy it so bad now, because they don't want to have it good. And I thought about this today too. This was another big thing on my mind. So they're out there screaming freedom of speech, and they can say whatever they want to. They can call the cops all these vulgar, horrible names and tell them to do vulgar, horrible things to their kids and their mom and whatever. I mean, it is nasty, the things they're saying, demonic, nasty stuff.
Yeah.
And when it gets taken away from us, they're going to say, it's all Trump's fault.
Well, look, think of this one. The freedom of speech, when she said that, there was some Muslim in Texas that put graffiti on a Christian church, and he's claiming First Amendment.
You can't do
and
that.
And the judge is having none of it, but it's like, no, that's vandalism.
Yeah.
That's not First Amendment, that's vandalism. If somebody can go do that to their mosque, would that be First Amendment right? No.
No.
That would be vandalizing their church.
Right.
So if he gets away with it in Texas, it's all over. All over.
Yeah. Yeah. See? You can carry that freedom of speech a little too far. What's this?
Well, the thing is that what people
Yes, they
are
did.
saying is you can have freedom of speech, but there could be consequences and acceptability
Amen.
for your speech.
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Something came into my mind that I have heard not once, but about 10 times this week. All reaction causes all actions,
Has a reaction.
acts of reaction. So when you're out there screaming and spitting sputal all over people's faces and you think it's okay and you're trying to fall under the First Amendment right for your freedom of speech and you get hauled off to jail,
Yeah.
this is the reaction. Okay? This is the reaction.
Losing your job.
Yeah, this is the reaction. It's gonna happen. That's just the way it is. Every action gets a reaction, and there it is.
Mhm.
And if you don't like the reaction, and you know darn good and well what the reaction is, because we're not children, we know exactly what the reaction is going to be when we do crazy stuff like that. Whose fault is it?
Right.
It's not the one that arrested you for acting a fool.
Right.
I mean, you can't pull your pants down and be on the ice building. I'm sorry, you're not in Italy. We don't do things like that in America. That's called indecent exposure. And probably vandalism. You could put it under that too. And the guy got hauled off for it. And he said, I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anyone. And I thought, no, but you just whipped it out and peed all over the detention center. Come on.
You're right, Donna. You're right.
No.
Because all
it
this
isn't
what's
gonna be.
happening now is, in my opinion, what's happening is you've got people like us that are on here talking about how bad this is and how bad that is and how they're getting away with this and how they're getting away with that. And at some point, I mean, we're all mad about it, but at some point, it's going to fester and it's going to blow. And that's when you're going to see
Oh, I thought you could do that in Italy. Okay, well, see, you can't do it there even. So don't be whipping it out thinking you can
right.
do it all over.
And I think it's going to be a redneck army is what I think it's going to be. I mean, yeah, I'll call myself a redneck. I mean, I live up here in the north.
Well, I'm a redneck.
I listen to country music and, you
I'm
know,
definitely a redneck. And I'll tell you what, there's some kind of people you don't want to mess with. They keep their mouth quiet. They keep their to themselves. But you know what? When they feel like their toes are being stomped on, they come together like an army. It's always been that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, your rednecks, you can throw your farmers and everybody else in that mix.
Right. That's what I mean, is that for a lack of anything better, I mean, you have people from the north that are going to stand up.
Yeah.
But it'll be like, you may as well call it a redneck army.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
or
a MAGA army, whatever you want to call it. You know, I know I'm just tired of being called a deplorable. I'm tired of being, treated like
a second-class citizen.
Yeah. Yeah. Do I deserve anything more than anybody else that's on here? No, I don't deserve anything more. I don't ask anything, from my country.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, that too.
We have all these guys that are it's not gonna be good, guys.
And
They feel like they have a big that Antifa's a big group, but you know what? You're gonna find out real quick how big a group they're not.
I bet you, I can bet my bottom dollar that the veterans that even are missing limbs or
Oh yeah,
have PTSD or are in wheelchairs, they would be out there fighting all over again
oh
on
yeah,
land.
oh yeah. Yeah, because they fought to keep freedom in America. They didn't fight to bring in all of this. And you know, they go, I heard this last night and I sat there and I thought, now what kind of common sense is that? They said, everybody is welcome in America. And the guy said, they're illegal. And she said, but everybody is welcome in America. That's not the point that he's trying to argue with you, lady. What he's trying to tell you is if you want to come to America, get your papers and get them done and come in legally. He didn't say that they weren't
Right.
welcome here.
Right. And that's what everybody's missing. That's what the whole argument is over. Everybody's welcome. Yes, everybody's welcome. My great grandparents were welcome, but they came here legally.
Right. Right. There's a big difference because you need to be vetted. And if your country doesn't want you, why do you think we do?
Well, I mean,
Just say,
everybody here in America has European nationalities. Let's face it.
well, that man last night had European something going on to beat on that
I mean, you
convention
know what
center.
I'm saying? Either it's um other continents, it's French, it's Canadian, it's Polish, it's Italian. You know, it was a melting pot at
Yep.
first. Mostly English, but you know, if anybody asks me my nationality just to be smart, if they're trying to be smart, sometimes I'll say I'm American, but really it's not a nationality because we all have something else.
Right. But we're from the United States
Right.
and we are born in the United States
Right.
and we are American. Just
Right.
like they are Asian and they are whatever. And I
Right.
mean, you get down to brass tacks, but I can't even do that. I would be a Heinz 57.
Right.
So,
But
and
and
that would be
I hate the Asian American, African American, uh I just hate when people say that. Just say American.
that's all, yeah, because we all are Americans. You
Mhm.
know, I couldn't even throw in how many different ones that I am. I'm I'm Irish, German, English, Black, Dutch, and American. Okay, there you go. That's kind of crazy. And I got a little bit of native in. I mean, come on, guys. You can't. I am a Heinz 57. That's what I am because it went back that far. So
Right.
I'm an American.
And yeah, Donna, you're right. I have seen several posts on these webs, on Facebook from people that were in the Marines and the Army, and um, they took an oath, and they're not in the service anymore, but they will gladly stand up again.
To defend our country. Absolutely. And I
They
don't
said we took an
know.
oath, and that oath is for life.
Well, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
and I would defend her. Sorry. I would defend her. I'm not going to get out in the streets and be a fool, but I
right,
tell you what, you bring it to my house, it's a
right,
whole different ball game.
right,
You know,
exactly,
I'm not. I'm like that. I'm like that rat. I'm not going to go out looking for it, but you push me in the corner, you're not going to like what you find.
right, right. And that's exactly how I am. I am the nicest, kindest person you'd ever probably want to meet on the street. Push me in a corner and push me too far.
Yeah, and we're going to come out fighting because you know what? That's what you've done. This is
Or
what
mess
you
with my
create.
kids or my grandkids.
Yeah, This is what you've created. And this is what they're creating, and they're not going to like the outcome. I want to go get down there and say, you know what? I'm going to tell you right now, guys, whether you realize it or not. And I hope you're totally sober while I'm telling you this, which you're probably not. But, your orgies and your drug parties and your drunken disorderly going on at night after these riots, yeah, that's going to stop. That's going to stop because we're going to kick the brakes off of you if you don't stop it. Oh, we're
But
getting all of us will.
but and it's funny because when I was at the football game Friday night, it was like a sea of white. Now the school district, I told you, is very diverse. My other grandson's school is mostly Indian, Iranian, Pakistan, Hispanic. There's very far and few white people, but when all the middle schools and elementary schools end up in high school, it's still a large white
Population.
area.
Mhm.
And it was, but it is in a privileged area.
Oh, privileged. Here we go. We're privileged.
These kids, let me tell you something.
I don't feel very privileged.
When I was in high school, we went to a football game, and whoever they had to help carry out extra balls and carry out the water and blah 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 blah. I was amazed. I would have sworn I was at a college or a professional football game. They have a little tent set up with a TV that they could rerun the plays, and the coach will tell them this, that, and the other thing. They have golf carts. They have like a golf cart, but a little bit smaller, and like a golf cart, a little bit bigger. And they carry these long pallets of and they have the band stuff on it. And the band, I said, is like 150 kids. The football team had to be all of at least 30 kids. I mean, the football field was meticulous. The scoreboard was like, holy cow. And when they get a touchdown, they flash the lights and stuff. And it's
Do you have the blow up thing they come running out of?
No, the cheerleaders stand there like they do for professional. The cheerleaders stand there as
They have a blow up thing.
Okay.
They have a great big Mustang thing, and they come running out. In fact, almost all the schools have it.
In the
It
concession
has a big
stand,
Trojan, and they come running through it. It's a little tube, and they come running out of it just like they do.
and the concession stands are not just hot dogs and chips and candy
No.
anymore.
Oh, no. They got hot dogs and sandwiches and hamburgers and all that stuff down there.
And
Mm-hmm.
nachos and pretzel sticks. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like,
Popcorn. Mm-hmm.
holy cow. Popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe I was at a high school football game.
That's the last one I went to. Yep.
And I was floored because the stands were packed with parents. Amen.
Yeah. Yeah. We
You're
need
out
more
there
parents like that.
And of course, you can tell the band parents from the football parents because right after halftime, you can see people leaving in droves. So you know that they were the marching band parents or grandparents. I mean, we stayed until the fourth quarter. But I wanted to get my mom out of there because it was so packed. I didn't want, I mean, she's just a tiny thing. And I wanted to get her out of there so she didn't get lost in the crowd and freak out and panic. And then I wanted to get out of the parking lot because it was probably like getting out of Disney World when they close.
Yep. That's the way these football games are too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, see, so that's what your track day, if you went, Donna, that's what your track day would be like.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing the equipment that these kids have. And then my younger son was telling me on Friday night, here in Michigan, they have Friday night football, high school football, and they
Mhm.
broadcast it on the local network. And he was watching one of the football games on Friday, and he's like, "Mom, this kid is like a sophomore or a junior, and he's already got 12 full ride scholarships
Mhm.
for
We
football."
have that here too, where they show it on TV.
Oh,
It,
that's cool.
it's totally, it's a whole different ball game from when I was growing up.
Oh, yeah.
Totally different ball game. The high school here, and I'm telling you, this is a pretty podunk little town. I mean, I already told you, it only has 2
Yeah.
stoplights, and they have an athletic center. Their football field is unbelievable.
We'll get a
They
new one.
and we're getting a new one, by the way. And they have the high school looks like most of your fancy colleges because they just rebuilt it. They just
Yep.
rebuilt the junior high. They're rebuilding the other one. I mean, it's unbelievable, these schools here. And I'm like, and how many kids do we have? 10?
Yeah. I mean, the school district that my grandsons are in, the school district is so big, they have 2 high schools that have like 1,000 kids in each of them. And then they have, I believe,
Yep.
4 middle schools, if I'm not mistaken, 4 or 6 middle schools, and they have like 12 elementary schools. It's huge. It's huge district.
It's crazy, I'm telling you, the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It's amazing what things look like now. I mean, and then I drive past my old high school and it's like, wow, that's just a square box. It doesn't have no fancy rounded, curves on the building or anything like that. It's just a square box.
I wanted to see real quick if I could find a picture of this
Good
school.
night, Pam, and we're gonna wrap it up here anyway.
I'll
So,
take a picture sometime of the high school and show it to you. It is unbelievable. Good night, Cam, ma'am. Have a good rest. Well, we'll see you tomorrow.
yes,
We'll see y'all tomorrow.
same channel, same time.
Same place, monkey face.
That's right. That's Smile Crocodile.
Press
Good night, everybody. Thanks for
like on your way out the door. Good night.
Good night.
From shady news to crime so rough, you already know we just can't make this stuff.